Good morning, students. Today I am doing your lesson 8, Owls in the Family, written by Ruskin Bond. Now, Ruskin Bond is born in 1934. He's an Indian author, but of British origin. And he was awarded the Padma Shri in 1999 and the Padma Bhushan in 2014. Now, he has played an important role in the growth of children's literature in India. And most of his stories are influenced by the hill stations like Dehradun and Mussoorie, which are located at the foothills of the Himalayas. Now, his popular works include The Night Train at Deoli, Our Trees Still Grow in Dehra, and The Cherry Tree. Now, this story, Owls in the Family, is about small owlets which have become the part of the family. They are just like pets, like we keep dogs and cats or parrots as pets. So they have become pets of their family. So now I'm going to read the lesson and explain to you. One winter morning, grandfather and I found a baby spotted owlet by the veranda steps of our home in Dehradun in northern India. Now this story is based in Dehradun, and one fine day in the winter morning, this grandfather found a baby owlet and it was sitting in the veranda steps of their house. When grandfather picked it up, the owlet hissed and clacked its bill, but then after a meal of raw meat and water settled down under my bed. Now grandfather picked up this owlet and he fed with raw meat and water. And after having that, the owlet went and sat under the bed of the writer. Spotted owlets are small birds and they have none of the sinister appearance of larger owls. The owlet is not normally afraid of humans, nor is it strictly a night bird, but it prefers to stay at home during the day, as it is sometimes attacked by other birds who consider all owls their enemies. Now, beta, we feel that owls are bad omens. Just like a cat, we see a cat, beta, and it crosses our road, so we just stand there unless someone passes or a vehicle passes. Because we feel in our heart that seeing a cat crossing the road, now something bad will happen. So same way, beta, owls are a bad omen. So, but this family was not feeling that way. And we know that owls, they were seen the night, in the daytime, during the daytime they are sleeping. So because the bigger birds and owls, they attack these small owlets, so they are afraid to be out in the daytime. The little owlet was quite happy under my bed. The following day, we found a second baby owlet in almost the same spot on the veranda, and only then did we realize that where the rainwater pipe emerged through the roof, there was a rough sort of nest from which the birds had fallen. We took the second young owl to join the first and fed them both. Now the following day, they again found one owlet at nearly the same place near the veranda. Now they realized that the roof had a drainage pipe, and from this drainage pipe there was a nest upstairs on the roof, so the owlet slided down. And now second day they found another owlet. When I went to bed, they were on the window ledge just inside the mosquito netting. And later in the night, their mother found them there. From outside, she crooned and gurgled for a long time. And in the morning, I found that she had left a mouse with its tail tucked through the netting. Obviously, she put no great trust in me as a foster parent. Now, when at night, there was a window ledge. Ledge is a bit of an extended part of the window. So there they were sitting and there was a mosquito net there. So this mother found that my children, and she was happy to see her children there. But she thought that they are not being fed, and also she kept a mouse with its tail in that net so that they could feed on that. Because she thought that this foster parents, beta, they are not your legal parents like So this owlets are now like the writer is the foster parent of these owlets. So she was not believing and trusting this, that these two people may be giving food, not giving food to my little owlets. The young birds thrived, and 10 days later, grandfather and took them into the garden to release them. Now, beta thrived means that they were growing well because they were being fed. So now, grandfather and the writer thought to just let them go. I had placed one on the branch of the mango tree and was stooping to pick up the other when I received a heavy blow on the back of the head. A second or two later, the mother owl swooped down at grandfather, but he was agile enough to duck out of the way. Now he took the two owlets and one he placed on the mango tree, and as he was just going to take the second one, he thought that someone had come and given a blow at the back of his head. So that was the mother owl. And because she must be fearing that they are going to kill her babies. And even the grandfather was so fast and quick that he handled the situation. He did not get hurt because this mother owl swooped down. She bent down so low that she was like, going to hurt both of them. She thought in fear that they are going to kill my little babies. Quickly I placed the second owl under the mango tree. Then from a safe distance we watched the mother fly down and lead her offsprings into the long grass at the edge of the garden. So the second one they placed under the mango tree, and they went back and they were watching from there what this mother owl is going to do. And they saw that this mother owl was taking them into the long grass at the edge of the garden. We thought she would take her family away from our rather strange household, but the next morning I found the two young owlets perched on the hat stand in the veranda. Now this grandfather and writer thought that mother owl is taking them away. So, but next morning they saw that they were sitting on the hat stand which was placed in the veranda. I ran to tell grandfather, and when we came back we found the mothers sitting on the bird bath a few meters away. She was evidently feeling sorry for her behavior the previous day because she greeted us with a soft woo woo. Now they thought that wow, these two owlets are back, and this mother was sitting on the bird bath, and which was kept a few meters away. And she was really feeling sorry for her behavior, what she had done the previous day. And with a very soft sound, she was saying woo woo. She was trying to greet them that I am very sorry. Now there's an unselfish mother for you, said grandfather. It's obvious she wants us to keep an eye on them. They are probably getting too big for her to manage. Now grandfather said that this mother owl is feeling very secured for her owlets, that we are keep taking good care of them. So now she will not feel scared. And now she is thinking that we should take care because as they are growing big, so she cannot manage to take care of them. So the owlets became regular members of our household and went among the few pets that grandmother took a liking to. Now grandmother was not liking the other pets which they had, so she was really fond of these two owlets. She objected to all snakes, most monkeys, and some crows. We'd had all of these for pets from time to time, but she took quite a fancy to the owlets and frequently fed them spaghetti. Now, beta, the spaghetti is just the Italian origin, beta, and it is made of long strings, just like our noodles. Now she fed them with spaghetti and they were really enjoying. They seemed to like spaghetti. In fact, the owls became so attached to grandmother that they began to display affection towards anyone in a petticoat, including my Aunt Mabel, who was terrified of them. Aunt Mabel would run screaming from the room every time one of the little birds slided up to her in a friendly manner. Now, beta, this grandmother was really started liking these owlets, and they were also being attached to her. And they used to, anyone in petticoat, they used to love that person. So they used to run after Aunt Mabel, and Aunt Mabel used to scream on top of her head and run away. because she was terrified, means very scared of them. Forgetful of the fact that grandfather and I had reared them, the owls would sometimes swell their feathers and peck at anyone in trousers. Now, anyone they see wearing trousers, they used to bite them. Peck means better with their beak, they used to bite that person. To avoid displeasing them, grandfather would often slip into one of grandmother's petticoats at feeding time. I compromised by wearing an apron, and this appeared to satisfy them. That compromise means better something less. He never liked, boys don't like wearing aprons and petticoats. But to avoid their negligence, to avoid their harsh behavior of the owlets, he used to slip in grandmother's apron, and then they never used to harm. In response to grandmother's voice, the owlets would make sounds as gentle and soothing as the purring of a cat. But when wild owls were around, ours would rend the night with blood-curdling shrieks. Now, beta, with that which like they used to shout, the shriek sounds were there when because of fear. If they used to see the big owls around, they loved to sit and splash in a shallow dish provided by grandmother. They enjoyed it even more if cold water was poured over them from a jug while they were in the bath. They would get thoroughly wet, jump out, and perch on a towel rack, shake themselves, then return for a second splash, and sometimes a third. So, beta, they used to love that water, and someone pouring water from top, they used to enjoy. Go, jump, sit on the towel stand, just shirk. They used to beta just shake themselves, then again go for the next dip. Like this, they used to enjoy. During the day, they dozed on the hat stand. After dark, they had the freedom of the house, and their nightly occupation was catching beetles, the kitchen quarters. Now, beta, at night, they used to be very active, and they used to start catching the beetles. Daytime, they were dozing off on the hat stand. Being a happy hunting ground, with their sharp eyes and powerful beaks, they were excellent pest destroyers. Now they have very sharp eyes, so they were like destroying the pests. Looking back on those childhood days, I carry in my mind a picture of grandmother in her rocking chair with a contented owlet sprawling on her aproned lap. Now, beta, contented means happy and satisfied, and sprawling means beta stretching out. So, now this, she used to just sit on her rocking chair, and this owlet used to have a gala time there. Once, on entering her room while she was taking an afternoon nap, I saw that one of the owlets had crawled up her pillow till its head was snuggled under her ear. Now, beta, snuggle means that you just go inside something and you take a very comfortable position and you feel happy, beta. Like, beta, when the small babies are in the laps of their mother and mother just holds, so they love the warmth of their mother. Same way, they used to love the warmth of the grandmother's, maybe any body part, beta. Now they were under her ears. Maybe sometimes they were under her apron. So they used to feel very comfortable and happy. Both grandmother and the little owl were snoring. Now grandmother was least bothered that owlet is under her ear or just trying to fiddle around, but she used to feel so happy. So beta, from this lesson we have learned that even the wild pets, now owl beta nobody likes to keep as pets. But this family reared them up so lovingly and so affectionately that these owlets became part of their family. And grandmother used to take extra care of these owlets. So just see, beta, if you love anyone, it may be any animal, bird, human being, beta, everyone wants love. So as they were giving the love, so these owlets were not going anywhere. They were staying in their house. So it's a beautiful story, beta, that once you start loving any animal, any bird, so beta, they become a part of your family. So this was a lovely story written by Ruskin Pond. Thank you.